Hello, my name is Ryan Ismerlian, and I'm the Conveying Product Engineer here at Novatec. And I'm here to talk to you about some of the maintenance items on our railcar unloaders. One of the most frequently maintenance items on this unit will be the filters. These, at a minimum, should be checked weekly. We have our vacuum safety filter, and we have a pressure safety filter. These filters keep the blower clean, keeps plastic dust, plastic material from entering the blowers, causing contamination, buildup, and even seizing. The filters are very easy to access and maintain. For the vacuum filter, you'll undo a couple clips, drop the canister, see if there's any plastic material in it, check the status of the filter, maybe even take the filter off and blow it out. That should be done at a minimum every week. Now, every couple months, the actual status of the filter still needs to be inspected to see if it needs full replacement rather than cleaning. And that goes for both vacuum and pressure. On the pressure, it's just a cover. You take a wing nut off, pull the cover, you'll be able to easily look at the filter. You don't have to worry about plastic material getting into it, but you have to worry about any dust that may have come from the environment. That filter should also be blown out with compressed air and on a regular basis checked to see if the filter is still in good condition for use or needs replacement. Another maintenance item that may apply to your railcar unloader would be greasing the bearings on your motors. Certain motors, once they get up to a certain size, will have grease fittings on them. So please check to make sure whether or not your unit has them. If they do, these need to be greased every 3 months on minimum. It'll be all dependent on operation. When greasing your motors, be sure to use the recommended grease, either stated in your manual or by the motor manufacturer. Now, one of the very critical components of railcar unloaders are the blowers. And the blowers need to be properly maintained and have their oil inspected and replaced on a specific time basis. The oil for these units can be drained via supplied drain valves, which make it a lot easier for you to collect the oil, since a lot of the drain plugs are a little inaccessible, but also give you the ability to do it toolless. The oil is specific to these blowers. We always recommend using a synthetic ISO 220 oil. Our recommendation is to use Aeon PDXD. It is a full synthetic ISO 220 lubricant. The oil on these units should be changed after the initial 100 hours of operation and then every 4,500 hours of operation, or as dictated by your railcar unloading manual. Another critical maintenance item on these railcar unloaders is what ties these blowers to the motors, and that is our belt drive system. We drive these blowers via belt drive system in order to have the blower run at our preferred performance levels. The belts are critical for this operation, so they should be inspected every 6 months or sooner depending on operation. These belts should be inspected to make sure that there's no cracks forming in them, they haven't been overstretched, or they have been worn beyond usage. If your belts are in okay condition when you check at your 6-month interval, make sure the belt tension is proper to the old belt tension guidelines found in your manual. If the belt has to be replaced, you will have to loosen up the motor base to allow the tension to be released from the belts in order to remove them. Once you install the new belt in the same order you removed them, you will have to retension that base and make sure that the shivs that the belt are connected to are realigned. That will take a straight edge to see how the two shivs are aligned, and then a tension gauge to make sure you're tensioning to a new belt tension, also referenced in your manual. Now, all these maintenance items on the railcar unloading unit are critical. We also have a few maintenance items, or a couple, that can be found on the railcar unloading cyclone, or RCC. On the RCC, we have our airlock that separates vacuum from pressure. This airlock is driven by a chain system, and the chain should be maintained per manufacturer guidelines found in the manual provided with the unit. The RCC also has a shear protector for the airlock. This shear protector has a rubber gasket that wipes off the tips of the rotor in the airlock. This gasket is also a wear item because of that force it experiences. If you are having any issues with your airlock that does not involve the drive system itself, please be sure to check for that gasket and make sure that it's still present and still in good shape. If not, it is always recommended to at least have one gasket on hand in case of a failure. It is also recommended for the other maintenance items to be stocked at your facility, and that would include a spare filter for both vacuum and pressure, replacement belts for both the pressure and the vacuum system, and the appropriate oil in order to replace the oil in the blowers. Now that covers a majority of our maintenance items for the Railcar Unloader. And if you have any additional questions involving the Railcar Unloader, involving its operation or what it is used for, please go to our website, call our sales department, reach out to your local rep, or search for additional videos on Novatec Railcar Unloaders. Thank you and have a great day.